chicken beaks, skin, tendons. They're in your KFC chicken and you're eating them, or at least that's what the rumor says, along with other questionable, barely edible parts of the bird. But what's really in your KFC chicken? The truth may shock you and might even change the way you feel about this fast food favorite. Americans eat a staggering 8 million servings of KFC every single day, often as part of family dinners, quick lunches, or during their favorite pastime, watching men run around chasing balls on TV. From picnics to tailgates, KFC has made its way into nearly every corner of American life. But there's one thing that even the most die-hard KFC fan usually doesn't want to know. What really goes into making those golden, crispy pieces of fried chicken that millions can't seem to resist? Let's start with the most basic ingredient, the chicken. When you picture a chicken farm, you might imagine birds pecking around in an open field, living their best chicken lives. But KFC sources its birds from industrial factory farms, where thousands of chickens are crammed into small spaces with barely enough room to stretch their wings, let alone move. These chickens are bred to grow as fast as possible, some doubling in size in just a few weeks. This growth is so rapid that many chickens suffer from deformities, leg issues, and are often too heavy to stand properly. They live their short, miserable lives packed in filth and their own waste, exposed to diseases. In fact, many of these birds are so sickly that they are routinely given antibiotics just to keep them alive long enough to be slaughtered. And not to mention the hormones some farmers use to pump these birds up to unnatural sizes. The result? You're getting more chicken for your dollar. But what exactly are you eating when it's been artificially fattened in these conditions? It's a far cry from the free-range, organic image you might like to believe. But things get even worse after the chickens are slaughtered. KFC doesn't just throw away the undesirable parts. Nope. Every part of the chicken is used, even the bits you wouldn't want to eat. After the birds are slaughtered, they undergo a process called mechanical separation, where machines scrape every last scrap of meat off the carcass. This includes fat, cartilage, tendons, skin, and even bits of bone. All of these leftovers are ground up into a lovely pink paste known in the food industry as meat slurry. If that sounds gross, it's because it is. But KFC doesn't waste anything, especially not the cheapest, least appetizing parts of the bird. And this pink goo isn't just meat, it's a chemical cocktail. After the mechanical separation process, the slurry is treated with preservatives and flavor enhancers to make it resemble something you might actually want to eat. One of the key ingredients here is MSG, monosodium glutamate, a well-known flavor enhancer that makes food taste more savory and delicious. MSG is what tricks your brain into thinking that your KFC chicken is bursting with flavor when in reality, the meat itself is bland, heavily processed, and artificially seasoned. While many people don't experience any adverse reactions to MSG, some report side effects like headaches, nausea, and heart palpitations. But MSG is just the beginning. KFC's fried chicken wouldn't be complete without that crispy golden coating. To get that iconic crunch, KFC uses a combination of enriched wheat flour and other additives. And while the Colonel's secret blend of herbs and spices might include things like salt, pepper, and paprika, it's also hiding some less savory characters. One of these is calcium propionate, a preservative used to prevent mold and bacteria growth. That's right, KFC's chicken isn't just seasoned with spices, it's also seasoned with chemicals to make sure it stays fresh for as long as possible. Next up on the list of questionable ingredients, sodium phosphates. Sodium phosphates are added to KFC's chicken to help it retain moisture, making sure that each piece stays juicy, even after being frozen, shipped, thawed, and cooked. Without them, the chicken would likely come out dry and rubbery. Sounds fine, right? Well, not quite. Excessive consumption of sodium phosphates has been linked to health issues like kidney damage, heart disease, and bone weakening. So while they might make your chicken more palatable, they're not exactly doing your body any favors. Now, let's talk about the oil. If you've ever eaten KFC, you know that the fried chicken is, well, fried. But it's not just any oil they're using. KFC uses partially hydrogenated oils, which are loaded with trans fats. These fats are notorious for clogging your arteries and have been linked to heart disease, obesity, and even diabetes. In fact, trans fats are so bad that many countries have banned or severely restricted their use. But in the world of fast food, they remain popular because they give fried food that perfect crispy texture and help extend its shelf life. What's a little heart disease when your chicken tastes so good, right? But why does KFC use all these questionable practices and ingredients? The answer is simple: money. By using cheaper, lower quality ingredients and relying on factory farming and processing methods, KFC can produce vast quantities of chicken at a fraction of the cost of higher quality meat. Mechanical separation ensures that not a single scrap of chicken goes to waste, and chemical preservatives make sure that the food stays fresh for as long as possible, maximizing profit. The flavor enhancers and additives ensure that customers keep coming back for more, creating a product that is not only cheap to make, but also addictive. And while KFC might be keeping costs low, the impact on your health is significant. Regular consumption of fast food, especially highly processed foods like KFC's chicken, has been linked to a wide range of health issues. The high sodium content can lead to high blood pressure and heart disease, while the trans fats used in frying contribute to obesity and diabetes. Not to mention the chemical preservatives and additives that are doing who knows what to your insides. Fast food might be convenient and tasty, but at what cost? Let's not forget the environmental impact of KFC's chicken production. Factory farming is one of the biggest contributors to deforestation, water pollution, and greenhouse gas emissions. The vast amounts of waste produced by these industrial farms often end up in local waterways, polluting the environment and harming wildlife. The energy required to raise, slaughter, process, and transport all of these chickens is also staggering, contributing to the fast food industry's significant carbon footprint. So, what exactly are you eating when you order a bucket of KFC chicken? You're getting a piece of chicken that has been genetically engineered, mechanically processed, and chemically enhanced to look and taste a certain way. You're consuming sodium phosphates, MSG, trans fats, and a host of other preservatives and chemicals designed to make your meal as cheap and addictive as possible. Sure, it might taste delicious in the moment, but the long-term effects on your health and the planet are anything but appetizing. In conclusion, while KFC's chicken might be finger-licking good, it's important to remember what's really behind that famous flavor. It's not just 11 herbs and spices. It's a whole host of industrial processes and questionable ingredients that make up each piece of fried chicken. From the factory-farmed birds to the chemical-laden coating, KFC's chicken is far from the simple, home-cooked meal it's marketed to be. And while it might be convenient and delicious, the health and environmental consequences of consuming fast food like this are hard to ignore. What can you do about it? Well, now that you know what goes into KFC chicken, you have a choice. Want to avoid eating a mix of questionable chicken parts and chemicals? You might want to skip fast food altogether. Sure, labels like organic and free range sound nice, but don't be fooled. Just because something is labeled organic doesn't mean it's free from some pretty nasty practices. Organic is often just a buzzword slapped on to charge you more. If you really want to eat cleaner, you'll need to dig deeper. Do some research, because even those seemingly healthier options can still include plenty of questionable ingredients. But the best option? Cook your own chicken at home. By frying your own chicken, you can control exactly what goes into it. No mechanically separated meat, no MSG, no trans fats. You can use fresh, high-quality ingredients and avoid the additives and preservatives that are so common in fast food. And let's be honest, homemade fried chicken tastes way better when you know what's in it. Will you still be licking your fingers clean, or is that crispy coating not looking so good anymore? Let us know in the comments. And if you want more truth bombs like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. You don't want to miss what's coming next.